Good morning, guys. Welcome back to another episode, another day in peak week. Today is Wednesday, losing track of days. Standard routine this morning, being in for check-in with Luke. See my face, starting to, well, it has been sunken in for weeks, but cute pose coming through now. The crackhead look is in full swing. But yeah, I've been checking with Luke. He's happy, condition is there now. Nothing more we need to do with condition, which is nice. So cardio got pulled out yesterday. Steps got reduced to 8,000 from 10,000. Today is exactly the same script, no cardio, 8,000 steps. We're actually adding a bit more food in today. So yesterday's macros, we ran 300 protein, 270 carbs, 25 fat. Today we're running 255 protein, 400 carb, 60 fat. Looking forward to some more fats, to be honest. Make me feel a bit more human. So Luke sent me over the food plan. It's going to be pretty similar, basically getting ourselves ready now for the high day. So it's the same script as my high day in terms of the food sources. It's just lower, literally just lower portions, and these portions will just increase as the days go on, because we'll do a slightly high day today, slightly high day tomorrow, and then Friday, Saturday will be our proper loads. So exactly the same food throughout the next 4 days, just higher quantities as the week goes on, keeping everything very, very consistent, which is what you need to do in peak week. No point changing anything, no point adding extra things in that are unnecessary. I'm just having my next double espresso now. But that is the plan for today. We're training today's training pull, so I will take you through the pull session. I might take you through food today, or give you an idea of what kind of food looks like. But I will update you on that as the day goes on. A lot of the meals are pretty much the same. Let's see if I can. No, I'll show you through the day. Just take a bit of time to get that up. But it's pretty much my normal rice meals. The rice, whey, jam, peanut butter, and then some of those meals have like chicken with them, cod with them. I've got a Cocoa Pops meal, a chicken and rice meal. That's pretty much it. So pretty boring, but a bit more exciting because we get more food. And I just love those the rice buckets, I call them, because post show I always do 2 rice bucket meals, which will be I always do 200 grams dry weight jasmine rice, which is like 650 cooked weight, and then I do like 100 grams of jam, 50 grams of peanut butter, 30 grams of whey, salt, and that just is such a good all-round meal because it digests so well. It's perfect for post show because it fills me up, and I get 2 of that. I'll have 2 of those meals. So say if we're going for like an off-plan meal the evening of the show, which is highly likely, I'll actually have a rice meal, one of the rice meals beforehand, so I don't overeat on the whether it's a Five Guys or whatever. So I don't overeat on that, and that I'm kind of more satisfied after having the Five Guys and don't really want anything else after. And then my second rice meal I'll have after the Five Guys. So it just means I've got meals on me on show day, so that when I come off stage, I'm not like I don't know what to eat, because obviously you want to eat. You're pretty hungry. You haven't really eaten much all day. So the first kind of point of call is obviously hydration. Post show, making sure you're getting at least 2 liters in the first hour that you step off stage, with electrolytes. That is the first thing that goes in for me, and then I eat. I don't eat and then drink, because if you eat, you're going to eat too much, and then you're not going to be able to drink. So always have water beforehand. I always do, and always advise. Always chug a good load of water beforehand. Then go and have your kind of off-plan or whatever food you want. By that time, you'll be fairly full from the water, or fuller, and you won't binge, which is obviously the last thing we want to do post-show. Obviously, you kind of still want to enjoy yourself, but there's a point where it gets from enjoyment to binge, to being a fat shit. So we don't want to enter that category. But today, like I said, pretty normal. Training, food, steps are low, cardio's out. That's pretty much the run of plans. So my plan for right now is currently 7 a.m. We've been up since 4. So I'm gonna get a bit of work done now. I've got some client stuff I need to go over. I'm gonna edit the YouTube from yesterday, which will be going out today, Wednesday. And then this video will be going out tomorrow. And then I'm gonna have a big nap for about 40 minutes, half an hour, 40 minutes. And then we'll eat meal 1, chill out. I've got coffee with Nan today. Always go for a coffee with Nan on Wednesday, every single Wednesday. We've been doing that, which is really nice. We'll catch up midweek, see what she's been up to mainly. I don't really have much going on, so she kind of just talks to me. It's just nice to hear what she's been up to, because she's actually busier than me, to be honest. At like 90, I think she's 90, 89. And she's doing something all the time. Always something new to tell me, which is cool. So really like that. I'm actually looking forward to going out with some food with her, to be honest. I bought her some mince pies the other day. Normally in the off season, if I bring her something round, I have it with her just from, just to be sociable. So I said to her, well, I'll have a mince pie with you after show. Mince pie and custard, she always does, so that'll be nice. But yeah, that's the plan for today. What else we got today? I need to do kind of a food shop for the next few days in terms of high days. Just get some more nut butters and jams in. What else? Tomorrow's pretty busy. I've got prep day tomorrow. I was working last night at a job. Only 2 people, 3 courses. So it's pretty easy. I was in and out with like hour and a half. And then I've got tomorrow, haircut, massage, another prep day for Friday, because I'm working Friday night. That'll be my last job before show day. And yeah, just a standard week. Very much looking forward to tomorrow. Obviously, it's quite nice to get a bit more food in today, because I'm absolutely starving. But it needs must. We had to chase that flat look, which we've got now. So it's the work's kind of done, to be honest, at this point, which is nice. Obviously not having cardio in and stuff, which is cool. It should bring back a good amount of recovery and make me feel a bit better. Fatigue is obviously very high right now. And to be honest, at this point in prep, being 24 weeks in, my body's ready. My body's ready to stop prep. My body's telling me to stop. Last night was a bit of a scary moment. Had all meals. It was about 10:30, 11. Got back from that job, had a shower, got out, kind of got ready for bed, and had just a mad hypo episode for about 20 minutes. I just didn't stop sweating for about 20 minutes. I was on the cusp of giving Luke a call, but I noticed the time when he normally goes to bed at like 9 o'clock, so I was like, better not call him. But I told him this morning, he was like, yeah, I probably would have given you like 50 grams of carbs or something, because that's when you know your body's on the line, when you're getting like random hypos like that, especially after a full day of food. And literally just before bed, it wasn't kind of anywhere near a meal or anything. So my body's just shouting for food right now. But like I said, today should be better with the added fats. Should hold hunger a bit better. And make me feel, like I said, a bit more human. So we will crack on with today. If I show you meals, I'll show you meals. I am going to do like a solely food focused vlog Friday, Saturday, or tomorrow and Friday. So you will see high day food. So I just don't want to give you like too much like food stuff. I'd rather base it around obviously training, doing more focus on training at the moment, and then we move into more carbs when that comes. So anyway, I'm going to crack on with some work, and we'll probably see you next at the gym. Right guys, in for pull this morning. Pretty standard session. Same session we've been running for weeks. Obviously just pump work, same principles that we took into chest yesterday. We're one meal down. Very, very hungry right now, which I don't know, obviously don't really like training hungry, but you get used to it during prep. Just nature of the beast is what it is. Just crack on, get in, get out kind of thing. Obviously just make sure bringing intensity to the session, make sure we're not waiting too long between sets, making sure that we're keeping blood flow moving, and basically just hit every movement as best we can. Contraction, pump, everything is kind of scaled in that region right now, and the focus is there. So that is the plan. Session plan, we're looking at straight bar pullovers, single arm lat pull down on the nitro, single arm plate loaded row, upper back dual row on the prime, then into like a reverse pec deck for rear delts, and then 2 bicep movements, which we will superset. I've been supersetting bicep movements and tricep movements just from a time standpoint, and just to keep blood flow moving. Pumps are insane off arms anyway, so it doesn't take me long to get them full. So it just kind of, arms at the moment is something that I will take to failure. Back movements, I'll probably leaving about 1 to 2 reps in reserve right now, just because we have to. Body's responding well this week, so I want to continue that. And I think that is due to me backing off training. As soon as my training in the past, in prep, when I was like probably 8 to 10 weeks out, I was still training like a bull in a china shop, and my body wasn't really responding that well. As soon as I kind of backed off a bit from load and not going balls to the wall and not going kind of beyond failure, my body started to respond better and more efficiently. Body weight would drop when we wanted it to, and that's what's going on right now. So I want to continue that, also get good sessions out. So we're going to get straight into it. Warm-ups wise, I'll warm up quite heavily on these pullovers to the point where I get a sweat on by the end of the set, or the end of sets. We've got 3 sets on here and 2 sets on everything else, and then we'll kind of do 1 warm-up on everything and just go straight into working sets. Like I said, everything is kind of 2 sets, working in rep ranges of 10 to 15. I'm just going off that really, so we'll get stuck into it. I'll talk when I can, or if I want. If not, it'll just be a session, and then we'll kind of regroup afterwards, go through everything. But you'll see kind of what I mean by the training. I've just got to be mindful at the end of the set not to take it too close to failure. Still going close to failure, but just not at the point where there's potential for breakdown, because food is still very low. Still not going to recover fully if I train to failure and beyond, which we don't want, because I'm training every day this week now. So I've still got Thursday, Friday, Saturday training sessions. So we're just playing it by ear, just playing it safe. And the goal is obviously the look now, and the look is there. So training right now doesn't really matter. Nothing's, at this point, you're not going to grow any tissue. So training to failure is pretty pointless. It's just about stimulating, solely getting a pump and just filling up the tissue with the nutrients that we have got. So we'll crack on. Oof. Onto prime row. Just check this on. Onto prime row. First and only kind of upper back movement. 3 lat movements in, 1 rear delt movement to do. Just 2 sets today. I've been doing 2 sets and everything today. Doing about 2-minute rest in between sets. Pretty much bang on time as well. So just got to keep this pace. Make sure you keep a sweat on. Make sure we're still working. You know, that's the main thing. I get my main enjoyment from bodybuilding is training. I can't come in and just give a half-hour session. Even when fatigue is very high right now, appetite is very high right now. There needs to be a switch that you switch on when you come in the gym at this time, and this time in prep, or prep in general, and keep that intensity at a certain level, keep that energy at a certain level. Even if you don't have it, it's a case of just cracking on and knowing what the job is in hand. And there is a job to do, even if it's backing off and training slightly, just keeping that focus and intensity within training at all times. It doesn't matter how much food you're on, doesn't matter how much energy you have, doesn't matter how much cardio you're doing, doesn't matter if you're depleted, if you're filling up. It's the same concept from off season to prep. The training is something that should remain as consistent as you can, and as intense as you can as well. Obviously this week there's a drop in, not going to complete failure, but that doesn't mean you don't bring the intensity. The intensity still remains, and how I'm getting my intensity is through shorter rest periods. I've got an absolute dripping with sweat, which is my intensity, and which takes a box off for me in terms of being happy with what I'm doing in the gym, even at this stage in prep. So keep that intensity going, keep that work rate and the work ethic throughout, from the start to the very finish of prep. I've only got now Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday left of prep, and then my improvements phase starts on Monday when I come off stage Sunday. That is my time to start the improvements phase and start improving on this physique and start developing this physique. I'm not someone who wastes any days. Yes, I will take a few days off the gym, but that doesn't mean nutrition won't be spot on. Nutrition plan will be back in on Monday. I'll have a plan sent over from Luke on Monday of what he wants me to do in terms of nutrition, and we just get back to work. I'm going to train next week, so after prep finishes, after show, and I'm going to train for the first, I'll train 3 or 4 days next week just to move some food around, because we'll obviously be eating more. Base food's going to go up, so I want to come in and utilise that. And then I'm going away the weekend to the Isle of Man for 3 days to see grandparents, so that will force me to take 3 days off in a row from the gym, and I'll probably come back and take another 1 or 2 days off, maybe, depending on how I feel. But the body needs a rest after prep, especially when we're coming up to week 24 now. I know my body needs a rest. Me forcing it back into the gym, which I've done over the past 2 preps, is probably not the best idea. So taking time there and doing that is what we'll do. So crack on with this, 2 sets here, rear delts, and then biceps to finish.
Hey! Whoa.